Hello everyone, today we are going to learn the first lesson in Unit 4 Statistics, which is collecting, displaying and representing data. What's the meaning of data? Data is like information, knowledge about something. This is called data. Okay, so the first one, to collecting anything about information, collecting data, we have three ways to collect this data. The first one, noticing. The second one, experimenting. The third one, field studies. If we take the first one, noticing, it comes from notice. Okay, what's the meaning of noticing? If I need to take the absentees in my class in a week, we record these absentees in this table like this. If the first one, the day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the number of absentees in the first day 3, second day 4, the third day 6. In this table I need to get a new information. What's this? If I need to know on what day the greatest number was the absentees was the more, in what day was the greatest number of absentees, in Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, we look to the information, we look to the data in this table. We look the first day, there were only 3 absentees. The second, 4 absentees, and the third, 6 absentees. The third day, we look to the 6 is the greatest number of the absentees. Okay, so the day that the greatest number of absentees was at the Tuesday. The Tuesday. This is called a data. I collect data. In the first way, noticing. I notice that there is only the Tuesday we have 6 absentees. But if I need to know the smallest number of absentees in what day, we look to the Monday? No, to the Sunday. We have only 3 absentees. So, if I ask you what day the smallest number of absentees was it was the Sunday. This is the first way to know and collect any data. Noticing. The second way is experimenting. What the meaning of experimenting? It's a basic to enable us to obtain new knowledge, new information, get new information that was not known before. What's the meaning of this? If my father, dad, my mom get a new car, new mobile, and need to know what the features of this mobile, what the feature of this car, what the disadvantage of this car, this mobile. So we will take this car and make a very experiment to know the advantage, the feature of this car. I will check the mobile. I will check the new mobile to know the feature of this mobile, the disadvantage of this mobile. This is called experiment. I make an experiment to know the features of this mobile, of this car. So, if I have a new thing and I need to know more information about this, I don't know anything about this one, this pie, this car, anything that I bought newly. So, I make experiment to know the information, to know the features, to know the disadvantages of this type. So, the second way to collect any data is called experimenting. Okay? And the third way is called field or practical studies. Field studies. What's the meaning of this? We use this way to know people's opinions about some topics to help us to take the right decision. What's the meaning of this? The first one, that I went to school, I have 2 second language, which is German and French. I don't know which is the easiest subject, German or French. So I asked my mom, I asked my sister, my brother, what is the easiest subject between this, German or French? So everyone will say his opinion about German, about French. My father told me that German is easier than French. My brother asked me that French is easiest subject than German. My father told me that German is the easiest second language. So I need my father, my mom, my sister's opinions. I need these opinions to know new information about something that I don't know anything about this. To take the right decision, I will take German or French. So I need to know the right decision to take what of it, German or French. Another one, my father needs to buy a new car, but he don't know anything about car and type of car and the fuels, anything about cars. So he asked his friend that he know everything about cars, the best type of cars. We have more type of cars. So he asked his friend to know the best type of it and the best type that take few fuels. Okay. Don't take anything. So he asked another one, his friend, his father, anything to take his opinion about this, to take the right decision to know, to buy the best type of any car. Okay, so the first one was noticing, second one experimenting, the third one was field or practical studies. This is the first one, which is collecting data. The second one, displaying data and deducing information. What's the meaning of displaying data? If I have a table like this, I, as a teacher, I recorded my pupils' marks in a tally tables. My pupils' marks in my quarter exam or my line exam. I take their marks like this and put it in the table. Marks the first one, marks from 0 to 2. I have only 4 students that get marks from 0 to 2. 0 or 1 or 2 marks. There is only 4 pupils. 1, 2, 3, 4 pupils. 4 pupils that get these marks. The next type, pupils that get marks 3 or 4 or 5 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pupils. There is only 8 pupils that get marks from 3 to 5. The next one, marks from 6 to 8. Marks from 6 to 8. 6 and 7 and 8. I will check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There is only 10 people that get the mark from 6 to 8. 6 or 7 or 8. And the next one, marks from 9 to 11. Marks from 9 to 11. We check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students. 7 pupils to get number of marks like 9 and 10 and 11. In this table, we get a new data. If I ask you to know how many pupils are there in this class, I don't know anything about the pupils, but I know how many pupils get a mark from 0 to 2. It's 4. From 3 to 5, it's 8. From 6 to 8, it's 10. From 9 to 11, it's 7. So I get the total number of pupils of this class. If I need to get the total number of pupils in this class, we just sum this type. 4 plus 8 plus 10 plus 7. After we summation these numbers, we get the total number of pupils in this class. If I asked you how many pupils got the marks from 6 to 8, I need the number of pupils that get a mark from 6 to 8, which is 10. There is only 10 pupils that get marks from 6 to 8. So, the first question, how many pupils get the marks from 3 to 5? I look to the table, the data that the question gave it to me, 3 to 5. How many pupils get that number? The marks 3 to 5, it's only 8 pupils. So, the answer here, 8 pupils. 8 pupils. The second question, what is the number of pupils in this class? I don't know the total, but as we said before, that we gain this one. We get the number of pupils in all marks from 0 to 11. How many pupils get the all mark? 0 or 1 or 2 and so on till 11. So we get 4 and plus it by 8, by 10 and by 7, like this. 4 plus 8 plus 7 plus 10. We get the total, the summation of these numbers. 4 plus 8 equal to 12. 12 plus 10 equal to 22. 22 plus 7 equal to 29. So we have 29 pupils in this class. So this type is called displaying data, and we deduce a new information from this table. He don't say anything about the number of all pupils. He don't say anything about the total number of these pupils in this class. But I did use a new information from these marks. I get the all marks from 0 to 11. Get the all mark from 0 to 11 and get a summation of this. We got 29 pupils, which is all pupils in this class. The next one, representing data. Represent. What's the meaning of representing data? I need to know the data part in the graph by drawing line, by drawing bar graph. Remember? So we have only two ways to present any data. The first one is bar graph, and the second one, double bar graph. If we take the first one, bar graph. If I have a new information about the money which Yasin saved during 4 months, I have a table that tells me the new information, which is money that Yasin saved during 4 months. The first one, the first cells, is month, which is January, February, March, April. And the second one, money in LE, money that he saved in every month. The first month, 30, 45, 30, and 25. In this case, I need to present this data in our graph. So we will do this thing. We draw this line. In the first one, we draw the vertical axis. This line is called vertical axis. Vertical axis, which is perpendicular on each other, vertical and horizontal. Remember the perpendicular straight line like this. We draw two axes, the first one vertically and second one horizontally. Okay, the first one we will put the number of money. We put the number of money. He saved 30, 45, 40 and 25. So we take the scale not from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, no. He have the first one 30 and the greatest number which is 45. So it's very long to say from 0 to 45. It will take a long way and long time. So we take another scale. We will skip counting by 10. We start from 0 every time. In bar graph or in double bar graph, we start from 0. Okay? Second one, we skip counting by 10. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We end to the greatest number. The smallest number here is 25 and the greatest number is 45. So the first one, as we start from 0, and the last one was 50 or 60 and whatever that you take. Okay? So the last one, the last number is 60. And we write this number, we just write this letter in this axis with the meaning of money and LE. We will take every one of these information and take one on every axis. The first axis was axis month, the second axis money in LE, like this. The horizontal axis, we put the month, January, February, March, April. But in this axis, we skip counting by 2 squares. Look at this. It's 1, 2 squares. We put January here. Okay, so we skip counting by 2 squares. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We skip counting by 2. Okay, the last one we draw by your ruler and your pencil. Your ruler and your pencil. If we look to that January, he saved 30 pounds. 30 pounds. So I need to go from 0. I need to go from 0 and go to 30. I don't need to draw a line. No. In this case, we will use a bar graph. Not a line like this. It will be a bar graph. So, the bar graph will take a double of line like this. It called a bar graph. So in the first month, in the January, he saved only 30 pounds. In the second month, he saved only 45. Look at the table. February, we saved only 45 pounds. So we go from 0 to 45, but I don't have 45, but I know that 45 is lying between 40 and 50. So we draw a line. The first one, we draw a line like this between 40 and 50. Okay, like this. The second one, we make this line double, twice of this line, like this. And close this part to be a part like this. The first one 30, the second one 45. The third month, March, he saved 40 pounds. So we go from 0. We go from 0 and still moving to 40. Like this. With your pencil and your ruler, not with your hand, with your pencil and your ruler, make the double line and close the part to make the bar graph. It will be from 0 to 40. And the last month, April, from 0 to 25. From 0 to 25. 25 is not written in this scale. I have 20. After that, 30. So 25 lying between 20 and 30. We draw a line between 20 and 30 from April, like this. And closed to make it a paragraph like this. That is called a paragraph. We draw this data, that money that Sassine saved during 4 months, but in a paragraph like this. Okay? We draw 2 axes, vertically and horizontally. First one, money in LE, second one, month. First one, we skip counting by 10, 0, 10, 20, and still counting to 60. The second axis, we start from January and end in April. It will be after every 2 squares. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on to still to April. This is called the paragraph method to represent any data. The second one is called double paragraph. It's the same way, but in this case we use a double paragraph. If I have a table that shows the number of boys and girls in each grade in our school, like this. This is a table shows that we have in our schools from grade 3 to grade 6, number of boys and number of girls in each grade. So I need to present this data, but in this case I have 2 types of information, number of boys and number of girls. So I need to do a double paragraph. I have 2 types of information, so I need to make a double paragraph. I will not draw every type in every paper. I will do this in the same paper, in the same graph, but by using double paragraph. How we do that? First one, we draw the first axis, the vertical axis, which is the number of students. We draw the vertical axis, number of students, and then the second axis, the grades. We start from grade 3, and the last one was grade 6. Okay, so in the first axis, the vertical axis, we start from 0, as we know, but we skip counting by 2 squares because the greatest number of students in this table was 30. I will not do the scale from 0 and skip counting by 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is very large, so we will skip counting by 5. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and the last number was 30. Which is the last number? It's the greatest number here. If you take 40 or 35, it's sorry. If you take another number after 30, 35, or 40, okay, it's okay, but remember that you should start from 0 and take the greatest number. If you do another number after this, after 30, 34, 35 or 40, okay, it's okay. And the next one, the next axis, which is the horizontal axis, we put the grades. We put grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6. Okay? In this case, we keep counting by 2 squares in the graph. 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares. Okay? We keep counting by 2 squares as we do in the vertical axis. 2 squares, 2 squares, 2 squares. Okay? Now we need to draw the graph, the bar graph. But I have 2 information about grade 3. I don't say that I need the number of students in all grade 3. No, I need the number of students, boys and girls. So we first draw the bar of boys, then draw the bar of girls in the same grade. Look at this. The first grade, grade 3, we have 28 boys and 20 girls. The boys greater than the girls. Okay? So the first one, we will go from the first square here, from 0 to 28. Where is 28? I don't have 28 in the scale of the vertical axis. So 28 lying between 25 and 30, before 30, less than 30, like this. We go from 0 and still move to 28, like this. Okay? The second one, we will not do the double graph. We will draw the both of boys and girls together. Okay? So the second one, we will not close these graphs, this part. We will first draw the part of girls and close it together. Look at this. We draw the line from 0 to 28, boys of grade 3. Second one, we will draw the line of girls from 0 to 20. From 0 to 20. Look at this. After this, from 0 to 20. Like this. So in this case, I need to close this paragraph. How thus? By doing this one. Look at this. First one, draw the first part and close it. Second one, close the second part of the girls. So in grade 3, we go in the boys, number of boys in grade 3, we go from 0 to 28, like this. And girls go from 0 to 20. Not close the bar, only after draw the boys and girls together. Okay? The next one, grade 4. Grade 4, we have only 30 boys and 26 girls. We have also that boys greater than girls. We go from 0 to 30. In grade 4, like this, from 0 to 30. Like this. Remember, now close this part after drawing the girl's number. We have 26, we have number 25, after that 30. But 26 will be after 25. After this one point, we go from 0 to 26. Like this. After that, we close the bar graph. The first one was 30. We draw another one, double bar graph. So we called it double bar graph. We have two type of information: number of boys, number of girls. Okay, the highest degree or the smallest degree. We have two types of information, so we use the double bar graph. Okay. The next one, grade 5, we have 24 boys and 29 girls. The boys is less than girls, so 24 we start from boys like this, from boys, from 0 to 24. We have only 25 before it 20, 24 will be before 25 will be here, like this, with your ruler and your pencil. After that, number of girls, which is 29, 29 before 30, in this, before 30, like this. After that, we close the paragraph like this. like this. Number of boys and number of girls. Boys is less than girls, so this is a double paragraph. And the last one, the grade 6. The grade 6, we have only 18 boys and 23 girls. We go from 0 to 18. We have no 10, 15, 18 after 18, 16, 17, 18. It will be line between 15 and 20, like this. We go from 0 to 18. And the next number of girls, is 23 is greater than boys. From 0 to 23, we have only 20 and 25. So we go from 20, 21, 22, 23, line between 20 and 25. So we go from 0 to 23. Where is this? Wait. From 0 to 23, like this. After this, we close the paragraph to make it a double paragraph. A double paragraph, like this. Okay? This type of presenting data is called double paragraph because you have only two types of information. The first one is called par, only have one par, like this, and the next one is called a double paragraph because we have two types of it. Thank you.